Last week I did a bunch of different winter and holiday looks using my new favorite eyeshadow brand Viseart. This week I wanted to show you all my favorite red lipsticks. I have fair skin, obviously, and my undertones are neutral to cool. So here are some tips and tricks and all of my favorite holiday red lips that work with fair, cool toned skin. Before you even start a red lip, I would definitely recommend doing a few things. And this goes for any dark lipstick. Do a lip scrub if you're feeling like a little crusty. Do a little bit of moisturizing. I really like CeraVe healing ointment. It's really just like a Vaseline. Just make sure that your lips are in really good condition before you try to put something really dark on. Otherwise, you're going to have an accentuation of all that nasty crustiness, and nobody wants that. So that's definitely my first recommendation. 2, don't forget to use a lip liner. You can get away without a lip liner for a lot of lipsticks and glosses and things like that. In fact, I often don't use a lip liner, but when you have such a dramatic look, you want those edges to be defined. It's not a place where it sort of is going to meld with your skin and look natural. No, that is not what we're going for. This is not natural. So you're gonna need a nice liner. I personally really like this one by Sephora. It's a gel soft liner. It's called Bad Apple, and this one is kind of my go-to because it's a really kind of neutral red color for me, so it works with all of the different reds that I like to pick. I don't have the right color, but the other brand that I would recommend if you wanted a finer liner, because this one's not super fine, although you can sharpen it to be a little more fine, is the Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner. I don't have a red color in this, but I love this formula, and this is a really good one. It has a little more staying power, whereas this one is a little more movable. It's not going to stain and then stay as much as the Maybelline. So if you've properly prepped, you've done all of your lining, and you're ready to go, now you need to decide whether you want something that is no budge, especially if you're going to like a holiday party, you're going to be drinking, eating, talking. You don't want it on your teeth. That's so embarrassing. Halfway through the party, you go to the bathroom, you see that you've been talking to people with that all over your teeth the whole time. Yeah, I mean, I get why people don't want to wear the dark lipsticks, because that's a risk you're taking. So if you're in that kind of situation, you're gonna pick a no budge one. If you're not, if you are just going out for dinner with the honey and you don't care if it kind of goes away and you want something that's a little more comfortable, then go with a satin lipstick. Those are actually my favorite ones, as long as I don't care that it has to stay and last through it, and I'm not like on display where I'm going to be super embarrassed if a little bit gets on my teeth or my face or something. This is just one of the problems and one of the risks that you run with wearing a very dark lipstick of any kind, but definitely red. But I still think it's worth it because the look is so pretty. Okay, so once you have decided which one that you're going to go for, then you pick what is going to match with your outfit and what your like vibe is. So if you were my skin tone, you can go warm, only a little bit warm, neutral, or cool. Let's look at the different ones that are my pick. Let's start with actually the warm ones, which I didn't used to think I could wear, but you can. So here's some of my favorite picks for that. So if you're gonna go warm, I really like this. This is one that is, it's not completely non-budge, but it does, especially if you blot this, it will stick around. This is the L'Oreal Matte Lip Crayon. This one, because it is an actual crayon, you don't have to worry quite as much about lining. You could use this as a liner. A lot of times I do that, but you don't have to. It's got a nice leaning warm kind of finish on it. It is matte, but it's not dry matte. This one's very comfortable. I really like this formula. And if you're looking for that sort of pin-up-y, slightly orangey red, this one will work for our skin tone. The color on this one is 507 Spice of Life, and this one totally works for us. Next warm one that I really like is, this one's really warm. This is the new RMS Serum lipsticks. These are really, really interesting. These do stain your lips. You can wear them either as a lip stain, if you blot it, and then it will not transfer after it's been blotted. Or you can like layer it and get a little juicier of a look. It does have this cooling gel effect. I have not felt any other lipsticks that feel like this. These are really, really nice if you're going for a very bold, interesting look that just really kind of sticks out. It's definitely a hey, look at me kind of orangey red. This is on the very border of what I would consider looking okay in the orangey undertone category, or cool to neutral undertones. It is, however, really, really beautiful. I would wear this for parties and things like that blotted so that it didn't get all over the place. Once this stains, it's going to be with you for a while. So it is very, very comfortable though. It doesn't have that really dry matte feeling. So that's why I really like this finish. The color on this one is called Audrey. I have another one from them, but it's in the cool undertone category. Now, in a very, very matte sort of finish, I really love these Sigma liquid lipsticks. These look like velvet when they dry down. They're pretty comfortable. I would say that whenever you get those really, really matte lipsticks, there is always a certain level of discomfort. There's just a little bit, and that's part of it, and I'm okay with that because sometimes you want that look. These are not, they're low transfer, not no transfer, especially if you blot. So these would be good for a party as well, especially if you're already blotted. The color is so tiny on this, I can't read it, so I will have to, I'll put it up. But this one is just beautiful, classic. It leans orange, but not too orangey. And I love the sort of velvety matte finish on this. This one's really pretty and pretty comfortable to wear actually for a matte. These are a little bit dangerous. These are the Pat McGrath glosses. These are absolutely gorgeous. I really, really love the shine on these, and the sort of, this one's a little bit, it's got like a little gold in it, which is why it leans a little orange. I absolutely love these. I will warn you, these transfer like crazy. You definitely need to be wearing a lip liner, and you really need to be doing something to keep it off your teeth. These get on your teeth. So my trick for wearing these, because I still wear these, they're so stinking pretty, is that I will make sure to blot the inside of my lips. So here and here. I know that's cute. Blot that, and then use some powder on my finger, and blot the insides of your lips. This is not 100% foolproof. All right, there. However, it really does help keep it off of your teeth, because otherwise it will be on your teeth. Normally, I would just say skip anything that just like always ends up on your teeth. Those Pat McGrath ones are so gorgeous. I still think that they are worth doing some extra like prep so that you can wear them anyway. So there you go. And also, I get a lot of these off of eBay. What happens is she will put out like holiday little gift kits, and they will end up on eBay like the next season or whatever. And so you can, for like 20 bucks, you can get a whole bag of these, especially when it's not going to be a color that you're going to wear a ton, because I think they're like $26-$30, something like that for the full size, which, I mean, they're absolutely worth it. If you're gonna wear it all the time, totally do that. But for me, I'm not gonna wear this color all the time, but when I want it, I want it. And if I'm paying more like $2 to $5 for each one of these, and I can keep them around for a couple years and use them like this, perfect. I have a whole collection of these. eBay is the best place to get these, especially if you just want to kind of try her stuff, but you don't want to invest, because with Pat McGrath, it's always investing. Okay, so that's it for the sort of orange undertone. Let's move to the neutrals. The neutral ones are probably my favorite. They're my most reached for. These are some of my favorite ones that really kind of work for that. This is probably my #1 favorite. It's one of my new ones that I found, and it is a dupe for an old Lorac one called Siren that I really like, but they don't make it anymore. So this Sephora one that I just found, and Sephora's having 30% sale off on all of their Sephora stuff right now, so it'd be a great time to get it. This one, I'll put up the name of it, but it's number 12. This is what I'm wearing today. It is completely neutral right down the middle. I'm actually going to put a little bit more on since I just powdered the inside. And you can see how nice and comfortably this one goes on. This one is your right down the middle sort of satin lipstick. It is not transfer proof. This is my I'm gonna go out to dinner with my husband kind of lip. And I'm not gonna be wearing it after dinner. This one is just a good, solid, neutral red that I can totally wear with just about anything. So I really like this. It's very comfortable. It performs like a high-end lipstick. This is a really good Sephora one, so I highly recommend this one. If you're just looking for that everyday, like, #1 pick, just this is the one you grab for. It's perfect. So love it. Great price. Really nice formula. If you need something that is non-budge in the neutrals category, this is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon in Check Yourself. And these I really like. These do actually perform as no budge. It helps to blot them just a tiny bit. They go on really comfortably. You can use them as the liner, and this particular color is a fairly neutral red for me, and it's not too dry. It's pretty comfortable. It goes on really nicely. It's not like crusty when you're trying to put it on. Sometimes these kind are. There's the NARS matte formula that this is a dupe for. This is better. This is just straight up way better. That NARS one is so dry that it like skips on your lips when you're putting it on, and it ends up looking patchy when they're too dry like that. This one goes on really smooth but then dries down. It has the same problem that pretty much all of the dark lipsticks that are no budge have, which is the very inside is going to show a little bit of breaking up after a little while. And so if you're like this, you're gonna see it. But I mean, that's just kind of par for the course. As these things go, this is a really good formula, and I actually really like these. They're easy to use, affordable, really nice colors, so highly recommend this. I know I said that the neutrals is my favorite, but I only have a couple that I really would say go into that like straight down the middle neutral category. The rest of them are all sort of cool leaning, so I think that's probably going to work for a lot of you who are actually looking for something a little on the cooler side. So let's get into the cool category. For my cool picks, let's go ahead and start with another one of the RMS ones. This one is nice and dark. This one is called Angela. It's that same formula where it's like, it feels like a gel sort of when you put it on. It's cooling. This one is nice and very like more dark wine, slightly a little towards blackberry undertone on this. And this one looks really good with a cool undertone. Really comfortable, does the same thing where you can blot it to a completely non-budge sort of shadow of what the full application looks like, and it looks really good that way too, and it's non-budge. Or you can just do it full on and have it be nice and soft and a little bit more moisturizing. So this one is a really good pick for kind of either way, whether you want it non-budge or budge. So this is a really good one. Next, these Sigma ones. So this is that same liquid lipstick. You get a really velvety, but this one's a little bit darker, and I'll put up the shade name again. I can't read that. It's tiny, and I'm like almost 50. I can't read it. So I'll look it up and put it up there. But this particular one, it gives you that same really beautiful matte liquid lipstick, but it's a little darker. It's definitely a little cooler. And then on top of it, I absolutely love, again, I can't read it, I love their lip glosses. They're so pretty. If you want it to not be the velvet, you can top it with this gorgeous, slightly berry toned, just ever so slightly berry toned Sigma lip gloss. The two together are absolutely gorgeous. I will put it on top of some of my other ones to lighten it, to brighten it, or to make it a little bit cooler. These are so comfortable. I will say, be careful with these. This is such a nice slippy formula on this lip gloss that you really need to be using some sort of a lip liner, or else it will sort of travel a little bit. As long as you take some precautions to keep that from happening, the comfort of these lip glosses is like lip care. It's so nice and they're so beautiful. So both of these are great, cool options. In the non-budge category, here's another one from the Maybelline Superstay ink crayons. This one is Settle for Me. And again, it's got a nice pointy tip on it. You can use it as your liner. This is just a darker version of the other one. And it's also very comfortable, blotted down. It is non-budge and really affordable. Really like this one as well. It's a very good option if you're looking for that darker wine, not berry, but getting closer to that type of almost 90s lip. This one's really, really pretty. Finally, if you want really non-budge, you need to prep your lips properly for this, but these are kind of the best that I have found as far as looking like it has a wet look and actually being no budge. I still don't quite understand how these work because these are the most truly non-budge that I have actually tested myself. These are the Superstay Vinyl Ink liquid lipsticks. And I mean, they have just about every color in these, but I really, really like this 55 Royal. This is definitely a very berry, dark, sort of 90s looking color. I like taking this color, Wicked. This one is got almost a fuchsia undertone. If you put this sort of in the center and this on the outside, you layer them together, it makes sort of a neutral lip for me. So yeah, but I mean, honestly, if you had to pick one, just Royal is good enough. You need to shake them before you put them on, okay? And let them dry properly. And you can try blotting a little bit to see if sometimes on the inside of your lip there'll still be like a little bit of moisture, and you might want to like get that off because it will keep this from drying all the way down. But once you do that, it's the weirdest thing. They look like they have a wet finish and they don't budge. I don't know what magic they do, but they are totally transfer proof. Yeah, that is definitely my pick for like if you're going to a holiday party and you need it to not budge and you want it to look really, really good, these ones. And definitely I would recommend using some sort of a lip liner with those so that you can get a nice crisp line and then you're good for the rest of the night. That's it. I hope that this was helpful. I hope this helps you find some reds that you think will work for your skin tones. And I hope that some of the tips and tricks made it a little less scary for you to try it if you were interested. If you have any questions, if you have any recommendations of what your favorites are that I haven't mentioned here, because I love to try new things, go ahead and leave those below. If you like this kind of content, I would so appreciate if you would leave me a like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel to grow, and I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you are having a wonderful holiday season and spending time with family and friends and loved ones, and I thank you so much for joining me here, and I will see you guys in the next video.